Hello everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of West of Loathing. Last time we left off, we have completed everything that I can think of around the map. I do have the DLC and I have it installed now, so whenever that becomes a thing. It said it was installed when I started up the game, so I might have to look at how to access it, but for now, follow the tracks. You jump onto Dusty's back and ride like the wind, following the railroad tracks back into the desert. When you finally catch up, you stand up on Rusty's saddle and leap onto the back of the train like a real badass, just barely catching the edge of the roof and pulling yourself up. Here's hoping you don't have to do that again. Your stuntman could have been killed. Looks like Susie decided not to join you on account of not having a stuntman, so you're on your own until you get back to Frisco. Whew. Atop the stolen train, eh? Let's look at my stats here. So we are effectively at the end right now, so I should probably take some more food and stuff, right? Liver is alcoholic drinks. So, what do we got here? I got a bottle of fine wine. Where's the, I could just drink more of this. The Schmaltz Blue Ribbon. Burial Whiskey, Muscle and Mysticality by 5. Spiked Coffee. Goblin Absinthe, Moonshine. We'll drink some Moonshine. Oh, you howl at the empty jar. Fantastic. Food. What do I want? What would be my best bit of food to have here? I mean, do I need it? No, probably not. Probably not. Let's eat the raisins. Boom, raisin heck. Mother didn't raise any people who were bad at fighting. Eat the raisins. You always like raisins. There's nothing interesting or funny about that. It's just true. Not in my case. The ladder leading down into the train car below. Should I go down there? Ooh, hi. Labeled pickled pig knuckles. Try saying that 5 times fast. Back the train, hop off and head back to Frisco. Pickled pig knuckles, pickled pig knuckles, pickled pig knuckles, pickled pig knuckles, pickled pig knuckles. Boom. I think I might have said nuggles at one point, but the only thing it makes me think of the weren't those things in Dragon Age Origins called nugs? The little pig-looking creatures. Someone has carefully stacked these crates with the this end up arrows all pointing in different directions. Labeled hand fruit, pickled crackers. It's labeled nubs. All right, what you got? Crack it. I got a cargo car key. It's the key to the cargo car of the train. It should have said key instead of keys. Yeah, it should have. Okay. So, it's the door to the next car and it's locked with an unpickable plot brand lock. Unlock it? You hear Norton scurrying forward on the roof. So, you know, maybe I should actually go talk to Norton before we progress here much more, yeah? I kind of ignored Norton. What did that say? Oh, good. Somebody has built a rickety-ass bridge between these train cars. So, what is the point of going very safe and not panic-inducing at all? So, I kind of went down there first, assuming maybe we would get an item or something. But, yeah, no, that doesn't seem to be the case at all. Okay. I mean, there's probably that there's multiple ways. Maybe I could have talked to Norton to do some things there. These guys look angry and confused. And I couldn't, like, jump across here, right? Oh no, we can just climb down this way. Okay, bye, dorks. Next card and it's locked. Lock picking in the needle. It's one of those fancy silver dome things. You never wanted anything more than your life than you want to lift up this dome and see what's under it. But you're not sure you can muster the amount of culinary expertise it requires to properly reveal a dish of such presumed quality. Do it. Voila! Oh, it's just a cream pie. Shaving cream. What kind of lunatics are running the food service on this train? This is no good to eat, but it's very aerodynamic. Ooh, nice flowers. Table looks like it got jostled around in some kind of scuffle, but the flowers are still standing. Door between the dining car and the sleeper car is welded shut. Wait, what did this say? Something doesn't deserve flowers? This table didn't deserve flowers, I see. Do I throw this at you? There's Norton. You've got a clear shot at him from here if you want to throw that pie at him. Throw the cream pie! Car says... Yeah, so I probably needed to you know, do something in that first car. Like, if I would have talked to Norton, Norton would have been like, ah, you can't get to me, go through the train car, or I would have had to go through the train car, rather. Why is this guy hanging out on top of a moving train with a knife? I don't know, but I don't want to find out. Nicely scrawled note. Note says, I've hidden the key to the forward passenger car in my luggage to make it easier for me to murder everyone in the sleeper car. Sincerely, the train murderer. P.S. Come to the roof of the sleeper car in the next 55 minutes if you want a murdering. Crazy. Okay, in your luggage. One of the sleeping compartments must belong to the murderer. Maybe it's this one? This one? Third one? Fourth one. Without knowing which piece of luggage the key is in, there's nothing you can do. Okay. Check inside. You open the door to the first passenger compartment. Sole occupant is a little boy about 10 years old, wearing a blue suit and knickerbockers. Hello, sir. Something wrong? Nothing you need to worry about, kid. I'm on the trail of a bad guy. You mean a murderer, sir? Pretty sure there's one on the train, and they don't call me the world's greatest detective for nothing. What's your name, kid? Probably shouldn't say it, sir. Might be a copyright thing. Okay, well... Pretty sure I can handle this. Just let me ask you one question, and you should lock your door after I'm gone. A little boy about 10 years old, wearing a blue suit. Is this Conan? Detective Conan? Huh. Conan wears a blue suit, right? I can't think of another young detective, but I'm not very cultured, so... Let me ask you one question, and you should lock the door after I'm gone. I understand, sir. What would you like to know? You're on the roof of this train? Excuse me? Murderer left a note saying he's on the roof of the train, are you? No, sir. I'm in my passenger compartment. Alright, good. That'll be all. Okay. You open the door to the second passenger compartment and look inside. There's a portly man in a dapper gray suit with a tiny, meticulously waxed mustache, and not, I'd like to clarify, an enormous, bushy one. Excusez-moi, is there some way I may be of assistance, monsieur? Sorry to bother you, but there's a murderer on the loose and I'm checking the passenger compartments. Sacre bleu! This is very serious, mon ami. Allow me to, proffer? I mean, I've always read that as proffer, but I've never actually heard it pronounced, I think. Let me to proffer you the use of my little gray cells. Don't know what that means, but no thank you. Let me ask you one question. Why, certainly, I am at your service. You on the roof of the train? Roof of the train, monsieur, right now? That's right. Non, I am here in conversation with you. That's all. You open the door to the third passenger compartment and find nobody inside. Since the note from the murderer said he was going to be on the roof of the train, that means he couldn't be in his passenger compartment. Since there's no one inside this passenger compartment, whoever the compartment belongs to can only, by process of elimination, be on the roof, which means the person who rented this compartment must be the murderer, probably. The only clue you find in here is a luggage ticket, though. It has number 3. Let's check this one, too, just to be safe. The only passenger in this compartment is a middle-aged woman who is writing something in a notebook. She looks up as you enter and greets you with a friendly northeastern accent. Hello, is there something you need, dear? Sorry to bother you, ma'am. I don't want to alarm you, but there's a murderer on board the train and I'm investigating. Murderer on the train? My goodness, that would be a wonderful premise for my next novel. Sure, why not? Anyway, I just need to ask you a question. Right ahead, dear. According to my evidence, the murderer is on the roof of the train. Are you on the roof of the train? No, dear. Thank you for your time. Would you like a meat pie? They're homemade. Oh, thanks. Let's have a look at this playing card before you go. Bye. That's another reference I don't get. The only thing I can think of is you offered me a meat pie, which makes me think of, God, what's the thing about the hairdresser that bakes people into pies? I don't know why I can't think of the name right now. People will know. You find bag number 3 and it has the key to the forward passenger car inside. That's very strong corroborating evidence for your theory of who the murderer is. Unlock it. Finally make it to the passenger car, one car back from the locomotive, which may be confusing if you thought locomotive meant the entire train. So I could say the engine, except that also refers to the engine itself, that is, the actual steam engine that makes the train go and not just the frontmost car of the train. Anyway, you're in the passenger car. Suddenly, Norton clambers in the window. He must have dramatically clung to the side of the train in order to reveal at the last minute that he actually hasn't been defeated. Dang it! He runs into the frontmost car of the train and locks the door. What a jerk! Maybe he could get some of the passengers to help break down the door and arrest him? Maybe he could just kick the door down and shoot him until he can't bother anybody anymore. Up to you. Hi. Professional-looking guy is frowning at a sheet of paper and occasionally scribbling on it with a pencil and then erasing what he wrote. I mean, I could just bust down the door, probably. Like, I probably have the stats for it, but I like talking to the characters and having the interactions rather than just plowing through it. Here's me. Can you help me with something? Sorry, I'm busy. Ask my wife or my daughter. God knows she could do something to keep her occupied. You're working on quite academic. I'm sure you wouldn't understand. Try me. If you must know, I'm a scholar of foreign antiquities, attempting to resolve this ancient conundrum from the Far East. Shows you a sheet of paper covered with little boxes, some of which have numbers on them. Solve it. That's a Sudoku. Little brother thinks they're for babies. What? Look, this box can be a 3 or a 7 because you've got those there and there, so it has to be a 4. It means it's 5 here and 9 here, and if that's a 9, then this can't be, so it's a 7 and this one's a 2. Quickly fill in the rest of the puzzle. Oh, damn it! What fun is it if you just solve it for me? Sorry. You help me break down the door of the engine and arrest the Emperor? Guess I got nothing better to do now. Cool. Thank you, dork. Looks a little annoyed at you, but he's ready to help deal. The woman just ignores me. This guy's totally pranticking, which is a word I just made up that means ranting in a frantic panic. Everyone else is ignoring him as hard as they can. Oh. Hey, buddy, you okay? It's a lie. We're never gonna get the Frisco. Frisco probably doesn't even exist. They've been testing to see how long we can survive on complimentary peanuts and bottled water, and now they're driving us into the desert to some kind of government camp. They're gonna use our organs to fuel alien flying machines. I'm actually surprised I did that. Snap him out of it. Whap, whap, whap. What? Oh, sorry. Guess I lost it for a second there. Feel better? Rubs his jaw. Well, yes and no. Listen, we're gonna get to Frisco, but first we gotta bust into the locomotive up front and arrest a crazy guy. I need some volunteers. Okay, I'm in. If I have to sit here doing nothing for much longer, I'll probably flip out again. Cool. Oh my god, hiccup, please. Woman is focusing on her knitting and ignoring the general commotion. She must have been knitting the whole trip, because the carve she made could accommodate a whole marching band. Excuse me, ma'am. Whatever it is, I want no part of it. I keep myself to myself, and I have no desire to get involved. Thank you very much. Come on, this is important. Crazy guy stole the train, and I need help arresting him, or we'll never get to Frisco. Sure, everything will sort itself out in the end, and in the meantime, I have plenty of wool. Threaten her. Pick up the far end of her scarf and pull on the trailing length of yarn. 3 or 4 rows unravel. Here now, just what you think you're doing? Lady, you gonna help me arrest that nut in the driver's compartment, or are we gonna have to find out the answer to that age-old question, how long's a piece of string? Right, anything to get off this train and away from you faster. Okay, good. This overweight man is in a 3-piece suit and bowler hat. Is probably a banker or something. His eyes are closed and his posture is relaxed, but the clench of his jaw betrays his aggravation. Excuse me? What is it? Crazy jerk calling himself Emperor Norton has hijacked the train, and I need volunteers to help me bust down the door and arrest him. I see, and... Will you help me? No, I'd really rather not. That sounds quite strenuous, perhaps even dangerous. Come on, please. No, I don't think so. I'm quite comfortable here, and I prefer to avoid stress. Pretty please. You know, I'm supposed to avoid things that might raise my blood pressure. Pretty please with sugar on top. Sugar is one of those things. Pretty please with gravy on top? That does it too. Gravy is another. Look, please just leave me alone. Please, 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 please. No. Please, 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 please. No, please, please. Stop that, please, please. I said no, stop asking. You're really getting on my nerves. Please, please, I'll stop asking if you say yeah. Oh, damn it. Please, please, please. Alright, God, fine, I'll help. Just leave me alone. Thanks. I'm the best darn cowboy ever hit the West. Man is too busy ignoring his daughter to ignore you. Oh. Little girl is peering out of the window, the train clearly bored out of her mind. Little girl is peering out of the window, clearly bored. Oh, they're busy. Oh, all my toys and friends are in our luggage and it's boring and I hate it. You help me out with something really important? Huh? Like what? Well, bad guy took over the engine car and I need some people to help me break down the door and arrest him. What? Mister, I'm just a little girl. Hey now, that's not a good attitude. Don't let anyone tell you can't do nothing because you're a girl. Okay. Yeah, we'll bust that crook's face in. Oh, that's the spirit. But you gotta pay me in advance. You're learning a little too fast. Alright, what do you want? I like stuffed animals. I like my big teddy bear, so I'll give you the little kitty. Cute little kitty. Yeah. Carnival trash. Maybe if you had the whole set of 3, that'd be okay. Oh. Yeah, you need all 3 of the plushes. How about this big teddy bear? Wow, she's great. She takes the bear and gives it a big hug. Okay, mister, say the word and we'll show that jerk what for. Alright. I need a new offhand now. I gave my teddy bear up. What do I want? Spooky resistance. Pistol attack moxie. Stench resistance. Souvenir spoon. Or that, except it just doesn't give me the muscle. We'll grab the armor. Stove door. Lady is flipping through a book titled Birds of the Western Territory. Since most of the place is desert, it isn't a very long book. Excuse me, ma'am. Yes? Crazy Psycho is taking over the train's engine car, and I need volunteers to help break down the door and arrest his crazy ass. Oh my, certainly couldn't be of any help with that. I'm very conflict averse. What if I told you he hates birds and is determined to outlaw them from the territory after he seizes power? It's very sly, but I know you're only saying that because you saw the book I was reading. Yeah, you got me there. Any other ideas to convince me? I just suddenly hear a tapping at the car window. What the? Russell! You open up the window and your pet crow Russell flaps in and perches on your shoulder. Hey, buddy, good to see you. Ah! Oh my gosh, what a beautiful crow. And he knows you? Oh, sure. Me and Russell go way back. Right, buddy? Oh, rescued him from a cat when he was just out of the nest. Raised him as a pet. Set him free when I left home recently. What's he doing here? Has he been following you since then? No. Crow just happened to be flying by and spotted me on the roof of the train and recognized me. Crows are crazy smart like that. It's amazing. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have an avian friend. Well, still gonna be doing a lot of traveling after this, I figure, so I can't really drag Russell along with me, but I bet Russell wouldn't mind being pals with a nice lady in Frisco who helped save the train. What do you think, Russ? Russell calls again and flaps over to perch next to the lady. He lightly pecks at her shoulder in a friendly manner. Caw! Goodness, how could I refuse? It's a pleasure to meet you, Russell. My name's Annabelle. Awesome. Let you know when we're ready. I got everyone. Confront Norton! Pound on the door to the locomotive, or engine car, or cab, or whatever. Open up, Norton, I know you're in there. No. Right, I'm coming in. Oh yeah? You in what army, tough guy? Glance back at the passengers. Just fight me, you crazy old bastard. Me in this army. I mean, I'm kind of interested in fighting you, but I also got all the passengers together. So I'm like, I want to see what happens if I do that. It would feel like a massive waste to do all that, but I don't know. You're probably not that interesting of a fight. Most of like the unique enemies and stuff haven't done like crazy abilities or anything. Like it's not like they have unique skills. Me and this army. You and the passengers break down the door very impressively, though it would have been even better if you had some torches and those old-fashioned rakes. Norton is backed up into the corner of the engineer's compartment next to the engineer. He looks over his shoulder at you and shrugs. So-called Emperor Norton, you're under arrest for the crime of being a total ass. That's not illegal. It is when I'm in town. Everybody grab him, except you, Mr. Engineer. I see you're busy driving the train. Right. Actually, if you could turn around and head back to Frisco at the next station, it'd be great. No problem. Ah, now, let me go. This isn't over. You haven't heard the last of me. Tell to the judge, Norton. The prison judge. I did it. Hey. You did it. Thanks, boss. No problem. Got the track laid right up to the station now. First ever cross-territory railroad, thanks to the Manifest Destiny Railroad Company, and principally you. Did a real great job, Quasi-Mofo. Oh, shucks. Don't mention it. Alright. I did it, Susie? Okay, you're just saying the same thing. So... do I just go up to the Frisco station now? Huh. Now playing the final cutscene? It's like somebody on that train got a job as the projectionist. Would you like to watch the movie? It's free, because movies have only recently been invented and nobody's figured out that they can charge for them yet. Doing this will not change anything about the world or your character. When the cutscene is over, you'll still be right here and you can keep playing if you want. Yeah, sure, show me the final cutscene. Some folks say endings don't matter. But other folks like to know how things turn out, the consequences of their actions like. The train's running again, Frisco thrived. People came from all over to seek their fortunes, but thanks to you, they didn't have to do it while on fire because some cow attacked their wagon. Uh-huh. Yeah, look, everybody's having a great time. Look at everybody. Press any key. With the railroad completed and Norton ousted, Smee found himself out of a job and in of an opportunity. After being elected mayor, he managed the growth and infrastructure of Frisco with compassion and pragmatism. 1944, Frisco was named Most Reasonable City by the Tuesday Evening Post. Yeah, look at everybody. The idea of city life didn't appeal to Susie much. After you and she parted ways, she moved down the peninsula a ways and settled a Cowsbane farm. Still fighting the good fight in her way. Look at Susie! Look at all the Calsbane. Thanks to your assistance, Hobart Buppert got the photography bug. Should we say the photography owl? Anyway, opened an art gallery so the citizens of Frisco would never again have to suffer from the inability to see pictures of owl skeletons whenever they wanted. And then everybody's just hanging out here. Cool. Kurtz left the fort and set up shop in Frisco. Fitness group skyrocketed in popularity. The growth was entirely due to word of mouth, because the first rule of Kurt's Fit is that you cannot stop talking about Kurt's Fit. Kurt's till it hurts. Bum bum bum. The cultists you rescued eventually joined a different cult, but the new one's quite a bit safer than the old one, since it's mostly about annoying people on the streets instead of unearthing ancient evil destructors. I kind of thought I was writing this, but no, it's like a narrator reading it. I'm still sticking with the voice, damn it. Look at him. With your help, the professor gained enough knowledge about El Vibrato technology to start building his own. He opened a very successful consumer technology store in Frisco. For decades, people spent all their time staring at little computers in their hands instead of talking to one another. Yeah, there it is. You made an Apple store. Formers you sent to Dirtwater formed the greatest band in the history of music. Perfect union of percussion, of strings, technology, immediately secured their place in the cultural history of Loathing. Their songs were innovative, their stage presence was spectacular, and the liner notes on their albums were extremely clever and interesting. They called themselves the Aristocrats. Look at them go. Look at my great band. I just love the little boops. Buffalo, Buffalo, Buffalo Bill retired from the killing trade, and I made a killing opening up a restaurant in Frisco. Buffalo, 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 Wild, Wild, Wild Louise. Alright. Solved all the Breadwood's problems. The increase in morale and civic resources, they were able to clear the weeds from the road and fix the well and the broken hitching post. There's even enough left over to give the mayor's office a new coat of paint. Refresh the facade on the Buttery Biscuit and add a second story to the bunkhouse. Even managed to get that horse in the rehab. Cool. Olive Garden and Cactus Bill lived happily ever after. Wandering band of goblins found that El Vibrato weather machine you unearthed and formed a cult around it. Due to the increased rainfall, both Olive's garden and her marriage were extremely prolific. That's cool. Look at them. Oh my god. Cool, you two. Chuck continued to run his blood and breakfast without incident, accident, scandal, or allegation for many years. Good on you. You won 4 of the reenactment scenarios at Fort Memoriam. They're still talking about you. Remember when that Quasi fella came through here? Yeah, he was really, really good at this game. With your help, Roy Bean's Jelly Bean Museum became the talk of town. Well, first they had to build a town nearby, but once they did, whoo-wee! Beautiful. Dirtwater became, relatively speaking, a thriving metropolis. Thanks to your efforts as a commerce ambassador and all-around helpful stranger, the once sleepy town became a shining oasis in a barren land. Every man, woman, and child in the town knew your name. They even put up a little plaque with your name on it in the old room at the Jewel. I got a plaque with my name on it. Where's my plaque? In the old room. Yeah, I guess the old room, yeah. Look at all the characters hanging out here, though. Look at all my dorks. All my babies. There's a lot of characters that have come over here, my god. Still pulling out the gun and everything. It's gonna be such a shame not having a game to do the cowboy voice in anymore. It's a fun one. As for you, your adventure, you settled in Frisco and bought a very long, very narrow house. Filled it with souvenirs of your exploits and started an antique hat rack collection. Damn right. You left home, you told Rufus you wanted adventure and excitement. You visited a staggering 75 places on your journey. You're just about as well traveled as they come, and they come from all over. Look at all my hats! I'm guessing this is showing what hats I got and what hats I didn't, so we're missing one there. One there. Okay, so 3 hats so far. There's my crown. How many hats would there have been in the game? I mean, there's definitely like some random events and stuff that I didn't run into. For sure, and there's probably some scenarios where I just didn't get the hats. Okay. Still confused what was the deal with Grutch. 1906, all the remaining cows in the west were simultaneously activated by some kind of signal from hell. They thundered east, forming a gigantic single-minded herd, led by the infernal sadist Duke Bovicus. The cow army thundered east toward Dirtwater. No! Fortunately, a gang of rodeo clowns swept in at the last minute and slaughtered the herd just before it reached Dirtwater. Fortunately, all the townsfolk of Dirtwater had a hard time sleeping for pretty much the rest of their lives. Seriously, it was a grisly night. It's a grisly sight. Thanks to your cleverness, the world's not destroyed 420 years later. On the contrary, remains undestroyed for millennia. Future generations don't know that they should thank you, but they definitely should. Yay, I did it! Because I sealed Roberto. Thank you for playing. Hey, there we go. We finished West of Loathing. So yeah, that was a fun game. Obviously, we still have the DLC left. I'm not sure if anything in the ending changes based off of what I do in the DLC. I don't even know how to access the DLC yet. Obviously, I'll look at all that stuff next time. But yeah. That's the end of West of Loathing. The DLC said it's like an hour and a half, I think. Normally I would be like, I'll see if I can knock it out in one episode, but it could go way longer because I try to do everything I possibly can, so I don't know if I'll have it in one episode or if I'll split it up in a few, but looks like we'll be getting to the end of West of Loathing soon, so hope you've enjoyed. Ooh, if you enjoyed West of Loathing, you might also enjoy our free browser-based game, The Kingdom of Loathing, on the internet at kingdomofloathing.com. I think I've heard about that, yeah. Alrighty, there we go. So, I'm gonna go ahead and end this episode off here. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for some more.